pull yourself together.
Yeah. So like a lot of people, we've been trying to understand the new social types and the social needs by comparing these new patterns to our old known patterns. But trying to do that, trying to compare them to the human needs, which seems like the most obvious first approach, that didn't help. We got stuck until you had a really great breakthrough idea, namely comparing the social needs to the animals instead.
It kind of makes sense that the social needs would correspond to the human needs, right? So
Right.
if you were looking at flex being DI, then you would have friends being DE,
Yeah.
and specialize seems to relate to OI.
Right, but then if we want to relate responsibility to a human need, the only thing that's left is OE. And it might make sense in terms of broadness, right? You're responsible
Mm.
for everything, and OE is open and broad. It's the attitude of we'll see. That's not the attitude that most people would connect to responsibility. Or have you ever met a responsible EP? So we've been trying to puzzling this out until you had the really, really great idea that the social needs might not correspond well to the human needs, but to the animals.
So it really helps if you kind of look at these social needs in terms of roles and like roles within an organization. So like what roles do the social types play and what roles do the animals play? What helped for me was to look at it in terms of if you look at the number ones, they're kind of like the leaders who have the vision, and then you've got the number twos who are the managers, and they are kind of doing the organization, the delegating, but they are still overall responsible for the work. And then you've got the number threes, and these are kind of like the technicians. They're the ones who receive the tasks from the number twos, but then they actually do the work. So they're like the worker bees.
And then the fours just hang around at the neighborhood barbecue.
Pretty much. No, just kidding.
We're just kidding.
If we're looking at ego corresponding to sleep, so this is like being at the top alone, having your vision of what you want, then responsibility corresponds to blast. So this is kind of organizing and delegating towards one common goal.
Right, you still have the one vision.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have one vision. And then specialize is more like consume. So this is just having one role and then you are executing the tasks for your role.
Right.
And then you've got friends, and this corresponds to play, and that is more like just connecting with others without really being too concerned about executing on the vision.
Right, it's being with others in an open fashion.
Yeah.
But isn't it the IJ who naturally narrows down and specializes?
Yeah, so it looks like OI is narrowing down on the observations and the plan and the vision, but narrowing down on the actual role in the tribe seems to be more DI.
So the twos are actually the blasters who wear multiple DE heads while narrowing down the observation and controlling the observations. That's what gives them basically the ability and the responsibility for the delegation, while the threes actually narrow down on one DI role in the tribe, while they don't control the observations. They receive them. Trying to link the social needs and the social types to animals really helped me understand how the social needs or the roles of the different social types function in reality, really especially when it comes to responsibility and blast, because that was confusing at first. But why else would this be interesting, and why should anyone care?
I think it helps to better understand how the social types and the OPS types fit together and also in some cases clash. So the better your OPS animal stack aligns with the social type, the better they fit together.
Right, so as far as we currently understand it, the social types create an overarching narrative for your life. So if you are number one and 3 years old, of course you're not at the top, but the drive to get there is already in you.
So your cognitive functions determine what tools you're using on a minute by minute basis to align with your social type.
So if you're number two but blast last, you do have the drive and the need to take responsibility and build something and maybe lead a group of people. But actually pulling it off might be the hardest thing for you to do because you don't really have the right tools to do it.
Yeah, that's true. But also being double activated consume will also help you specialize on something so then you can build on that. But that said, there are pros and cons of every type.
Right, so in that case, you would be some kind of social glass lizard, I guess.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and we will probably explore these and other ideas in future videos. So thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.